We are here at IAA Mobility in Munich with CATL to cover some incredible technology that we are going to tell you all about. Now, you may not be familiar with the name CATL, but you actually are. 1 in every 3 battery electric vehicles and hybrids in the world are powered by a CATL battery. They are the largest battery company in the world.
They're huge. They're huge. And they're huge in Europe, which is why we're here to cover them specifically. They have 3 battery plants. 1 is coming online in Hungary. And just the numbers that they produce are just amazing. And we're going to learn all about that. But one of the really great things is that battery that's up on the wall. That's a Shenxing Pro, Shenxing Pro, pardon me. But we learned a lot about it yesterday at an event where they gave us all of the juicy details, but we're going to explore that. But we did want to say, like, if you look behind us, there's other batteries, there's a lot of other information from CATL because they make so many different batteries for different purposes in EVs, but this one is very special.
We came here to look at this. We're going to share everything with you. I'm Liv.
I'm Patrick.
We're the electric duo. Let's go. So we are so grateful that we had the opportunity to come here and cover this. This is super nerdy, and we're going to give you the nerdy details, but this is stuff that directly impacts us. This battery here directly impacts our lives, battery safety, fast charging, all that good stuff. And this battery was literally designed for the European market, but hopefully it'll come to us in America.
Yeah, and they specifically said this is for the European market, but of course, as with all of this stuff, this technology will spread to other markets throughout the world. And some of the things that they're specifically were addressing that I thought were really, really great to see. Safety, longevity in the battery, range, and of course, charging speed. So all of that is addressed in this. It's an LFP battery. So it's really great to see LFP get a lot of attention. In America, a lot of the batteries have been NMC batteries. There's been a lot of emphasis on that, but there is a lot of technology advancements in LFP batteries specifically, and this one.
Let's check it out.
One feature with the Shenxing Pro that they very much were emphasizing is no propagation 3.0. What does that mean for you? Well, the great thing about no propagation 3.0 is it means it's a safer battery for everybody. Of course, EV battery fires are very, 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 I'll say one more time, very rare, but we have to, think about the worst case scenario. And with this battery, that's what they're doing. So they're making sure that, like, if you have an event that damages one of the cells, whether it's, gets damaged or has a thermal runaway event, traditionally, like, what happens is like it can spread to all of the other battery cells. Well, with no propagation 3.0, it's no smoke, no fire, just that one cell is shut down. The other part of like having no smoke, no fire that goes even further than that is that it also will keep the entire battery pack fully powered. Why is that important? Well, if you have a battery pack that has an issue and shuts down while you're in the fast lane, specifically like here on the Autobahn, it means you come to a stop basically almost immediately. Very much a danger for a car accident or whatever. This can stay powered even if it has a damaged cell up to an hour. So you can drive to the nearest exit, pull over, call, and get some support for your EV vehicle. Again, very, very rare situation, but it's great to see. And one of the reasons that's very important is as we get into autonomous vehicles, level 3 SAE, level 4 SAE, it means that, like, if you are in a car that has one of these batteries that's operating autonomously, if it has an issue, you want it to be able to safely exit the freeway, get you to a safe spot where you can exit the vehicle, and then it can itself get some help. So very cool to see that. But there's also some other features that are very important about the Shenxing Pro. So this is actually going to come in 2 different versions. One is the longer range extended life battery, and what they mean by that is going to have 758 kilometers of range in this configuration. Of course, that'll vary depending on what actual vehicle it goes into, but it also is going to have a 12-year lifespan. But if you look at it, it's like they are saying that at 200 200,000 kilometers, sorry, which is about 120,000 miles, it will only have 9% battery degradation. Compare that to a lot of current EVs right now. They expect at about 100 to 120,000 miles that you'll have up to 30% battery degradation. So that is a huge improvement, and very important, of course, here in the European market, in the leasing market, one of the issues that people are worried about is resale value of their EV. If your battery is not degrading at a quick rate, you could have better resale value. So that's one of the reasons they focus on that. So it is also available in a super fast charging configuration. And what that means is that it supports a peak charging rate of 12C, which I'm going to get out my phone because I don't want to make a mistake of the stats on this, but it will provide a WLTP range of 478 kilometers in just 10 minutes at 25 degrees Celsius. But it will also charge very well in very cold temperatures. And I think this is really cool. In negative 20 degrees Celsius, you can add 410 kilometers of range in 20 minutes. Super cool. But it is also designed for performance as well. So it can do 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 2.5 seconds. So if you want the performance in a battery, besides being super fast charging, this is the battery that you would want in your EV. And it will even do that at 20% state of charge. If you don't know, a lot of times these performance numbers that people will give you are when the battery is nearly fully charged, but this will maintain that performance all the way down to like 20% state of charge. Very impressive. So here is actually one of the cells that is, of course, in the battery, and it has a little bit of a unique design for a battery cell. So first of all, if you notice this design up here, they're saying the wave design of the cell. And some of the unique features of this is basically the way that they have this is like it can be cooled on 6 different surfaces. So that's one of the things that is helping them with the no propagation, but also the cooling of the battery as well. It also, because they add the extra density here, they're achieving 76% battery pack efficiency as far as like utilization of the space. So that is one of the highest in the industry. I believe they said the highest in the industry. So very cool to see this design. We're actually going to like duck out of here. The chairman of CATL is here meeting a dignitary. So everybody, it's going to be a little bit crazy as you can see. So we're going to duck out of here. Let me introduce you first of all to Wu Tao, and tell us who you are and what you do with CATL.
Yes, I'm Wu Tao from CATL Solution Center. Our responsibility is focus on battery product development. Yes, we pilot this new product development.
Awesome.
Yes. So we bring it to here.
Like one of the biggest features that we learned about yesterday is no propagation 3. Do you want to tell us like why that's such a big deal?
Yes, for non-propagation 3.0, it's our latest advanced new technology for focus on safety. And for this new performance, we have several new technology. First is in cell chemistry level and cell design level. Second one is in system level. And so based on these two, we achieve this high safety performance.
And what does that mean like compared to now? So like now if we have an issue with our battery, first of all, we're worried about a fire, but second of all, it powers down. And this fixes both of those things. It's like, it's not going to catch on fire. It's not going to be a lot of smoke, and I don't lose power. So that's like a huge deal when we're talking about safety for everybody out there driving.
Yes, according to our previous understanding, a lot of battery will have the fire, and it will have a some cells will have a thermal runaway. Then the battery system will have the thermal propagation. It's the risk for passengers or drivers. But after several technology iteration, some of our system, for example, in our non-propagation 2.0, we achieve non-propagation, but it means we can keep the battery can be safe without the high risk directly to the drivers or passengers. But But meanwhile, there we have the risk because if some runaway happened, the system, the vehicle will shut down. The high voltage will close, will shut down. It means it will have the second risk for drivers. For example, in autobahn, if the car happened at some runway, the cell happened at some runway, the battery system and the electric car will, the speed will decrease very fast. So it means the other cars will maybe have the accident with you.
Right.
You have no time to
You
drive
stop
to
in,
the
yeah, you stop in the middle of the road, people are going to run into you.
Yes, and you don't have enough time to go to the safety area. But for our technology, latest and non-propagation 3.0, we can achieve even one cell happened some wrong way. The battery system high voltage can keep output high voltage power, so you can keep the current speed and have enough time to go to the safety area, safety line.
So it would affect the one cell, the other cells are still outputting full power. So you basically maintain your speed, can get to the next exit, call for help.
Yes, you can go to, yes.
Now, the other thing is like, you know, you guys were talking about it's even faster charging now. So do you want to talk about, and you have two different versions of the Shenxing.
Yes, we have two different versions. One version is long life, long driving range. Another version is super fast charging. And for long life is focused on our Europe leasing market for that kind of mode. Another one is focused on faster charging because we also have some concern about charging time. Right. So we bring this new technology to Europe market to decrease the charging time concern for this point. Yes.
Yeah, that's always the biggest concern. Now, for the super fast version, what type of charging speeds are you looking at in range?
Yes, from 10 to 80% SOC, we can achieve 10 minutes and 420 kilometers driving range.
Wow, that's great. And the two different versions. So you mentioned that you have like a long life version.
Yes.
For basically the leasing market, so that people don't have to worry about depreciation because their battery isn't great. Now, you want to talk about that a little bit about how you have achieved that and.
Yes, we have for the long life, we have several new chemistry recipe and a new design for to achieve this long life performance. First of all, is about the new graphite with the arc shape or boring graphite to make sure our life is enough for our during whole life. Another one is for the we have inorganic recipes for the SEN. So to make sure we have less cell reaction. Yes, cell reaction during the cycling and aging. Yes.
So the Shenxing Pro is based off of what CATL has been doing here in the European market. So it's designed specifically to address concerns of the European market, right?
Yes. Yeah, you are right. And we know for Europe market and Europe OEMs and also customers, you pay much attention to the safety performance. So we bring this product, for example, for the mechanic performance, we bring wave shape cell.
Oh yeah.
To make sure we can glue the cell in 6 surface. It's capable to glue the cell in 6 surface. It improve the stiffness or the resonance frequency more around 25%. So in this case, we can have a very good mechanic performance during vibration, shock, and also increase your whole life.
The whole life of the battery,
Yes.
And one other thing that you guys talked about yesterday was two specific things for the European market. One, in Germany, the high-speed travel, and then two, up in northern parts of Europe, very cold temperatures. So
Yes.
it charges well in very cold temperatures.
Yes, yes. We also have for super fast charging version. We also have a very good low temperature charging performance. Because in Europe, a lot of area is the temperature is cold during some winter. So we focus on this condition. We bring this product to Europe. We also optimize the electrolyte. And also the cathode and anode, this kind of material to achieving our first supercharging and low temperature performance.
Awesome. Well, it looks like it's going to be a great product for Europe, and hopefully we'll see it in other countries as well. At least I know some of the technologies will expand around the world.
Yeah, we hope so too.
All right. Well, thank you for your time today.
Yeah, okay, thank you. That's my pleasure. Yes.
Something else that we were learning here with CATL is how much effort they're putting into reducing the instance of battery defects. So they have a lot of the steps listed up here, but they're also doing some AI tools, involving that in the manufacturing process. And as you can see down here, they're talking about like 1 in 10 million vehicles would have a defective battery. And of course, they're catching that before it ever gets to the consumer. But the key is like monitoring that, using AI tools, using all of these other steps to reduce the defect rate to some very, very low numbers. CATL actually already has a really big presence in manufacturing in Europe. As you can see here, they have 3 plants. The one in Spain is coming online right now with 50 gigawatt hours of production. They have the one in Hungary that is capable of 100 gigawatt hours of production. And of course, their original battery in Germany itself is 14 gigawatt hours of production. But the other cool thing is, like, if you start adding up the job numbers here, there's a lot of jobs involved in manufacturing that's actually here in Europe. So it's sort of, again, emphasizing that fact. CATL is designing the batteries for Europe, manufacturing them in Europe. So this elaborate display here is showing the process of getting the materials out of an old EV battery and recovering the nickel, the cobalt, and the magnesium at a rate of 99.6% and recovering the lithium at a rate of 93.8%. And what that means is they can take those non-virgin raw materials and put them into like new EV batteries. And in fact, by 2040, they're estimating that 50% of new EV battery production will be using non-virgin raw materials. Pretty fantastic thing to do. And CATL has also been working with the Ellen MacArthur Foundation on the circular economy. And that's what it's all about, is basically taking something that you take so much effort to get the raw materials out of the earth and into an EV battery, but then being able to reuse those materials over and over again, a circular economy. Something else highlighted here at the CATL booth is their zero carbon strategy. And what that means is that they have a goal to reduce the carbon footprint in the EV battery production at those 3 factories here in Europe. They are working on a decrease in their carbon footprint of the raw materials, but they're also trying to increase the proportion of zero carbon power that they're using at the factories. And in fact, they have a goal by 2035 to be carbon neutral in those factories here in Europe.
It was absolutely incredible to be here for the unveiling of the Shenxing Pro, the NP 3.0 technology. This stuff is way above my head, but I love that we got to learn so much about the technology that goes into these batteries, because we want them to be safe, we want them to be high performance, we want them to be fast charging, right?
And long lasting.
And long lasting. And that's all stuff that is included here. It's so cool to see from the nerdy, the nitty gritty, the very beginning, from the cellular level, how deep they're going to make that all possible. It's really, really cool. Like I said, above my head, but it's all happening here, and these experts are making it happen for us. Hopefully, like I said, we get this European spec battery in the US, because we want all of that too.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is like stuff that we'll want in the US, but again, this is specifically for the European market, but a lot of these things will filter down through other OEMs that are going to be here. By the way, we found out like the chairman was meeting with a major OEM European OEM, actually global OEM. So it was neat to sort of see the hubbub about that there down there. There's a lot of press. Everybody's very excited by what CATL is doing here in Europe. And it's not only because of the great technology, it is because they have such a presence already. They have a big market share here. But what I think is also cool is we actually sat in on the Ellen MacArthur Foundation. They had a roundtable yesterday about the circular economy, and CATL is heavily involved in that as well, which is basically thinking about the future of what happens with EV batteries when they are at the end of the life cycle. And one of the amazing stats that they had that I thought was very interesting is saying in 20 years time, 50% of new EV batteries could be made from recycled EV batteries. If you don't know, EV batteries are very easily recycled. I won't say easily recycled, but there are processes available so that you can get like 97% of the materials that you put into an EV battery, you can reuse them in new EV batteries. So in 20 years, 50% of new EV batteries will just be basically recycled batteries.
Which is absolutely incredible. And we've heard from you guys before asking like what happens to these batteries? What happens to these huge batteries that we're driving around with that may be facing some degradation? There is a future for them. It's gonna be recycled into this circular economy. And it's really cool to see that happening and to see them planning for that.
Yeah, and yesterday's roundtables, it was a bunch of other stuff, but it was like CATL was on the panel there, and they were talking about what they're doing and making sure that like the other components in a battery are able to be recycled, so that once you pull the resources out of Earth, let's make sure that they're going to be used over and over again. And it's just really cool to see them taking a leadership role in that as well. So really great to be here at IAA Mobility, and specifically with CATL and what they're doing, announcing this Shenxing Pro battery that's going to be for the European market, but also the other stuff here. As you can see, their booth is massive. They have like a lot of other batteries here on display for different purposes. They have NMC batteries, one that's actually NMC and LFP. It's like basically a split pack, and they can do other like different mixes, but basically dual chemistry battery packs that use different types of cells in one battery pack. How it works, I don't know.
It's okay. It's over my head, maybe some over your head too, but it's really cool to see that there are experts here working on all that stuff. And something that I also thought was interesting is that the previous gen of this technology was not that long ago, and it was like a 4C capable battery, which I didn't even know what those stats were until like coming to this and learning all this stuff. And it is incredibly impressive that they went from 4C then to 12C capability. So who knows what the next gen's going to be, but I love seeing this collaborative technology, this collaborative approach. The fact that like right when we were filming here, the CEO of a giant company came in here, like everyone's working together. It's a circular design process and a circular battery economy. It's all really awesome. And I love that we were here at IAA Mobility in Munich to cover CATL and all the cool technology here. So on that note, thank you so very much for joining us for this video where we checked out CATL, the Shenxing Pro NP 3.0, no propagation 3.0. We're both going to mess up words in this whole thing, I think. A huge thank you, firstly, to you for watching. Dude, you get a high five, thumbs up this video, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. But a huge thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members as well. Our patrons' names are scrolling across the screen right now. And your support in us and this channel has truly made this all possible. We cannot believe that we were here and able to cover all this excitement, all this nerdy technology. So please do let us know, what do you think about this? What do you think about this nerdy technology? Do you have questions? What do you want us to cover next? And
that's everything. Yeah, it's like, yeah, we always love having conversations in the comments. So please, drop a comment down below. We love to engage and interact with our viewers, have conversations with you. But yeah, drop a note down below about what you think about each of the different features that are being advertised in the Shenxing Pro battery. I think they're all very cool. I really like that it's sort of like, one of the videos that we saw yesterday during their presentation was literally talking to potential EV owners and what their concerns were about with EVs. And then it was like, okay, this is how we're addressing it in this next product. So very, very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So on that note, thank you so much for joining us for this video. And just remember that whatever you drive and whatever battery it has, probably it's a CATL battery. Enjoy
Good
the ride.
chance.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.